This weekend I finished top 8 in the Blaze Bars Content Inferno with Mega Scovillain and Mega Altaria, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how. Hey everyone, it's Captain Aura here, bringing you another video for Pokemon Champions. This time around I'm bringing you a team report for the team that got me top 8 in the Blaze Bars Content Inferno tournament on the weekend. This is a spicy team and I will be detailing down how I built this team. But before we start, I want to thank Manny for building the VGC team report app. I will be linking it down below. I would definitely say it's worth checking it out. It's really useful for building those team reports and giving a clean presentation style on top of it. Let's go into the team then. So, being invited into this tournament, I wanted to bring something that wasn't meta. I wanted to bring something that might be fun. Potentially it was at risk that it might not do so well, but actually I wanted to build it around a strong core as well that could kind of win certain matches as well. So this was a challenge for myself, and one of the challenges of the new Megas was I thought Mega Scovillain, while it doesn't have the best stats for the role you want it to do, because its defense stats only gets buffed by 20 points, so it goes up from 65 to 85 in both defense stats, whereas it gets a big buff in attack, going up to 126 and 126 in special attack. I wanted to use it because of its ability Spicy Spray. For those of you who don't know, Spicy Spray burns on any attacking move into this Pokemon, 100% chance all the time, unless obviously you're a fire type. So with that being said, I thought about combining it with Gargancl and Salt Cure. This is kind of an annoying strategy for my opponents to deal with, but if they get burnt and then Salt Cured and can't switch out at the end of the game, then they're taking chip damage every single turn, and even if they have leftovers, with them making more progress over their leftovers compared to what they would normally do with burn and then recovery off of it. So into the team, I wanted to build it off of these two. So on those two, I've got Gargancl and Mega Scovillain in the team, alongside a Kingambit, Sneasler, Basculegion, and the final option, Mega Altaria. Now, I just ran a standards leftovers set on the Gargancl, and that was just to provide enough bulk so that it could support the team. The Mega Scovillain, again, was just a bulky set, looking at its physical stats. Because I didn't have an Intimidator, I decided to boost its physical stats rather than its special stats, giving it the impish nature as well. I gave it Overheat, Spicy Extract and Rage Powder. Now a lot of people would go with Leech Seed, but I'll explain why I went with Spicy Extract. On my Kingambit, I went with a very standard Kowtow, Sucker Punch, Sword Stance, Protect and Black Glasses set. This is something I've been comfortable with throughout. However, I think there are some additions to the set that could potentially push this team slightly further, and I will discuss those. In the final 3 slots, I obviously mentioned that I've got Sneasler. I've gone with back to the Diaclaw, Close Combat and Fake Out. Last team report I obviously had Gunk Shot. I think it's preference on either or. I think Diaclaw is just a nice addition to deal with potentially, you've got the Diaclaw plus the Salt Cure, you might have the Poison or Para, which is annoying again, so it's another RNG factor that your opponent has to play around with while getting residual damage through the Salt Cure. The Close Combat and Fake Out are just strong moves to support the team. Obviously Fake Out only working on the first turn. I like having Protect on the Sneasler, especially the White Herb variant. On this one, I went max speed Jolly because I thought it was important having the speed on it, and also I had a way of boosting up Sneasler's attack when I needed to. I'm going to skip to Basculegion first. Obviously Basculegion kind of being your cannon sweeper, so it just hits hard, can either win you the early game or win you the late game. Finally, Mega Altaria was our weather matchup fixer. I wanted something that could fix the weather matchup and also provide the team with some ports and immunities, and I'll explain that later down the line when we go into each Pokemon. Breaking down the team, I just want to say, with this team being built quite quickly for this tournament, I didn't have a lot of time to go through defensive or offensive calcs, and things were done a lot off of intuition and what I felt would suit the Pokemon and the team built around it. So let's start off with Scovillain, which is the main reason for this team and probably the main reason you clicked on this video. To start off with, you have to think about Basculegian's ability. Now I decided to gamble and go with Moody, which gives me a +2 boost in a stat randomly, and it will also drop a stat by +2. There's a bit of a gamble on first turn if you stay in Basculegian's form to take that gamble. However, sometimes it can be really beneficial, especially if you get a speed boost, a defense boost, or a special defense boost, which can then support this Pokemon stay on the field longer, or even with the spicy extract, allow you to get the spicy extract off quickly into the supporting Sneasler, which will then give the Sneasler, because of the white herb, a +2 in attack and remove the defense drop, which allows you to just sweep through the team. Now with this Scovillain, I decided to give it a defense boosting nature because we don't have an Intimidate Pokemon on the team. Now normally if you have an Intimidate Pokemon on the team, you could probably train it a little bit more in the special defense department. I decided to give it a boosting nature in the defense department so it can stay on the field, and this worked out perfectly, especially after getting those defense boosts or special defense boosts. It did stay on the field quite a lot, and I did get those quite a few times. There was a couple of times where I had to play the gamble game again and try and re-roll for those defense boosts, but that's something that you might have to plan for if you stay in Basculegian's form. Now obviously the whole reason I built this team was for the spicy spray. The spicy spray was incredible, especially against my opponent's physical teams. Obviously something to note is obviously spicy spray does not work on fire types, it's a burn, so it does not work on fire types there. But against Pokemon like Garchomp, Sneasler, Aerodactyl, it would work really well. And the really nice thing is for multi-hit moves like Dual Wing Beat and Scale Shot, the burn goes off on the first turn, so the following hits are actually weaker, which is amazing because it turns a move like Dual Wing Beat from an Adamant Aerodactyl from a 2-hit KO into a 3-hit KO, which allows you to stay on the field longer, especially if you get that CC off. Now you're fast on that Aerodactyl and you can go for a second attack before they can KO you, which is great. Let's talk about one of the stars of the team, Gargancl. Gargancl's role was to be a nuisance to my opponent, and it worked really, really well. Two of the things that I will point out that helped in this team was the Recover and the Wide Guard. Wide Guard was really annoying for my opponents to deal with because of the meta trending towards a lot of spread attacks. It forced a lot of my opponents to click their single target attacks, which give me an opportunity to protect on a Pokemon and attack with Gargancl, or vice versa. Salt Cure obviously was used in combination with the Spicy Spray Burn to maximize the damage being taken on my opponent each turn. It was quite nice when I was able to get the Spicy Spray down in the first couple of turns on those Pokemon, bring Gargancl in and get those Salt Cures off. The Spicy Spray does really help with its defensive nature, so a lot of the times I was able to live CC naturally with Gargancl's bulk. However, with the Spicy Spray Burn, actually allowed Gargancl to live even more comfortable on those big attacks that would hit into the Gargancl. Next up is Sneasler. Sneasler feels like it's on every team right now. There's a very, very good reason for it. White Herb Unburden is just very good into a lot of opposing teams. It feels like you need to respect this Pokemon by having suitable counters or your own Sneasler on the team to match that pace. Now with this version, I have gone jolly. I have added a little bit of bulk into the team because the Spicy Spray does help it live with this bulk as well. As I mentioned, Spicy Spray burns onto things like Garchomp, turn this from a 1-hit KO into a 2-hit KO. Plus the Spicy Extract onto this Pokemon does make it kind of feel like it's relentless in its attacks, even with it not having max investment into its attacking stat. If you can get that turned off, it's very, very handy. But obviously you can proc the White Herb a number of ways. Your opponent brings Intimidate, you get a CC off, or the Spicy Extract goes into your Sneasler, giving you a +2 boost that just allows you to sweep through teams. The Sneasler felt really, really good, and it came to every single game. Obviously there were some games that I had to play against opposing Sneaslers. I did unfortunately lose my top 8 set due to a fake out war versus another Jolly Sneasler. and that unfortunately cost me the game in that top 8 set, but I was really happy with how this Pokemon run. The only thing I would maybe say is, even though Diaclaw basically with the +2 boost is like a 100% accurate gun shot, there were times where I couldn't get the +2 boost from Spicy Extract onto it, and maybe Gunshot would have been a better option just to get those insta KOs that maybe provided support, especially against the Floetta or the Clefables that are running around in the meta. Basculegion, the fish that everybody loves to use in Champions. Now, I decided to add this to the team because I recognised that my team was fairly slow, so I gave this Pokemon adaptability alongside the Choice Scarf and gave it the Jolly Nature, as I recognised if I faced any opposing Gengar that were max speed, timid nature, that I would effectively lose the game because of this speed wall. Now, with it being Jolly Nature, it can early on KO the Gengar with a big Wave Crash, or later on with a Last Respects, depending on the board state. If it gets intimidated early on, I would tend to flip turn it while dealing with the Incineroar, and then bringing it back in later on so I can KO it with Last Respects. And this became really useful in certain games. My first game was actually against a Gengar team, and this Pokemon allowed me to sweep the board late on and early on in those sets, showing that it was a really good meta answer for this team to allow it. It also answered some annoying Pokemon in certain sets. It did win me game 2 early on by being able to take out the Sneasler in my top 8 set that I've already referenced to. However, it did later on get sucker punched on turn 1 when I went for the fake out wall and played a little bit risky. So there are drawbacks. You do need to learn how to position this, recognize when it's at risk, and how to make safe plays. And it is a kind of glass cannon that can take a Pokemon out, but also be taking it out itself very quickly, especially with a lot of Kingambit in the meta. Now, talking about Kingambit, this is a very strong Pokemon in Pokemon Champions, and I actually think the trio of Kingambit, Sneasler and Basculegion is very strong, and you'll see them on a lot of teams. Speaking around Kingambit, it has great coverage in Kowtow, Cleave and Sucker Punch. You can have it additional with Iron Head and Low Kick, but on this version I've gone with the Black Glasses plus Sword Stance. I think if you go with the other version you might consider Choppleberry, but on this team I wanted to just allow it to pump out damage. Now here I've also trained a little bit of speed, though it didn't come up too much relevant in any of the matches I set, so potentially you could just revert back to being a little bit less speed in this and a bit more attack. However, there was a game where effectively I got my Kingambit up to +4, and it effectively allowed me to sweep my opponent from there. As I mentioned, obviously one of the big benefits to Kingambit is its priority in Sucker Punch, which basically allows you to attack before your opponent attacks. Now obviously if your opponent has higher priority, like a Basculegion Scarf with Aqua Jet, then you might need to make a read whether they're going to Wave Crash you for the KO or Aqua Jet you to get around the Sucker Punch while following up with another attack. That is something just to consider and learn as you play this Pokemon in Pokemon Champions. So the final slot was Altaria, or Mega Altaria. Now honestly the first original concept of this team was with Alolan Ninetales. However, playing a few practice games with it, it didn't feel quite right, and I was recognizing that I had a big issue with ground. And then obviously I still wanted to retain that weather control method, so the first 2 Pokemon I kind of looked at that had the ground weakness were Pelipper and Altaria. Obviously Altaria gets the Cloud 9 ability, so you might be asking, why have you made this a Mega Pokemon? Well, the simple fact is Pixelate is a very good ability. Alongside the Hyper Voice and Dragon coverage, I thought it would be a good Pokemon to have on the team. I added Roost onto it to keep it on the field longer, and this worked really nicely paired with its defensive nature. It does have quite high defensive stats, but also has quite a high special attacking stat. Now you also might be asking, why not add Tailwind to speed the team up? As I previously mentioned, it's quite slow. I didn't feel it was quite necessary. The idea between this team is to break down the opponent's team, and also the Mega Altaria mode tended to go for the more offensive sets. So you would bring it alongside Kingambit, Sneasler, Basculegion, and then Altaria, and then there would be a game mode where you actually played a slower game where you would bring Scovillain, Sneasler, Gargancl, and Kingambit. So those were the kind of two modes in concept that I worked on, and they worked really well. So the next part of this video will actually be some gameplay video from the tournament, and hopefully you can have a look at the team and see how it works. And so we've got Charizard X, Talonflame, so obviously that is a physical Dragon Dance setup, Sneasler, Milotic, Garchomp, and Kingambit. Now, Kingambit does have Iron Head, so that is another factor to worry about with the Altaria. I kind of low-key want to go here and here. I think this will be really good. I might swap to the Scovillain in the second game, but like... actually, you know what? It's the Scovillain team. We're going to do the Scovillain stuff. That means we bring the Gargancl along. The Gargancl. What's its name? Steve? Is that what Stefan calls it from Minecraft? Steve? The little arm thing that's like... I say the little arm thing, the person. The main character in Minecraft. Ooh, I just realised that Kingambit is not Defiant. That's interesting. That Kingambit is Supreme Overlord. That is something to worry about because it does not need the sword stances. That's quite cool tech. I mean, you've got competitive, so like Supreme Overlord on the team that's already got competitive, you let them pick up a couple KOs, similar to like how Basculegion goes. Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Okay. Fake out wars. Let's go. Okay, we win. Do they fake out our villain? No, they go for that. Okay, cool. We're in a top tier position now. This can really help us as long as we get the right moody boost. Yay, defense first. That's what we wanted because their team is physical. Okay. And this will help it stay around, and also Sneasler will now get burned from its spicy spray. Now, because we now know our Sneasler is, well, we might have just won the speed ball, but we'll see how these interactions go. Okay. I love Charizard X. I kind of want to work on a team that kind of gets that set up. And here comes Mr. Pepper. I've been calling him Mr. Pepper all day because of his little pepper tie. Goodbye, Charizard. Okay. So, two interactions where we have outsped. Most likely we are faster. We will see on the third interaction because we now both have our white herb. I'm not too bothered about the Sneasler, so I'm just going to keep Rage Powdering away. His Milo also has no protect, so we're kind of safe going for this. Yeah, try to get a proc. That's fair. Yeah, fair. Not really complaining about that. Ooh, bulky Milo. Okay, that's fine. That was also them winning that speed tie, so that's something to take into account. Go for a protect here. This will hopefully then protect us from whatever's in the back. Perfect, we get the protect through the para. Okay, we just need to get through this para. If we can get through this para, we're in a very good position. Perfect. Mr. Pepper doing his best. Okay, they go for Cypher. Understandable, you play for the paralysis. Okay, we're winning the majority of the speed ties, but we have seen one of the Sneaslers go before, so it doesn't mean opening game we have a clean fake-out war, which is unfortunate. Pepper does not want to go down. So yeah, I think I did see one interaction. No paras. That's what we love to see. Dedication from Scovillain. Yeah, so that's second one. So we are speed tying, so we can confirm that. Obviously we saw one. That gives us enough reason. We just got fortunate that we won the fake out and the play that. So nice little 3-0 there. How are we going to play the next one? Okay. Let's see how this goes. Now the thing is, if they bring their physical attackers, the only one that can't get burnt are Charizard and Talonflame. Scovillain will burn the Milotic as well. I'm actually thinking that I want the Basculegion, because they've got Iron Head on their Kingambit, and effectively they're Supreme Overlord. Iron Head does not make a good showing for my team, effectively. Okay. do you set up or do you breaking swipe? They do have breaking swipe on this Charizard. So, yeah, okay. Okay, they called the fake out turn correct. Maybe I should have kind of predicted that. That's a focus sash there, right? Okay, Sneasler takes quite a bit of damage there. Go for this. They're going to try and push the pressure, which is fine. Yep. That's not the defense drop we want. It's unfortunate both connecting there. Do we get a proc on the Talonflame? No. I think the team is a little bit, it's like what I played through Sylvie. Oh, they've let us. Doesn't pick up. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. So I went for a sword stance thinking it would pick up. That is terrible. Oh. Damn. Thank you very much, Sando the Dawn. Thank you very much for joining chat. We've literally gone into game 2, but yeah, I'm very much on the back foot. And if they have Kingambit here, yeah, that's fair. Supreme Overlord. I just can you let me crit you, please? Oh. Okay. Yeah. Trying to think of what would be a good lead into that lead now. Is it Garg? Because gonna go with Garg. We'll give Garg a go. As I said, I'm pretty happy that we made top 16. It would be nice to win this game and go on to top 8. But yeah, it's interesting team to play against. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it very much. Just trying to think of how we can play this. Okay, we protect. They protect that. I think that might be their play. Go after this Talon Flame. I think that's probably the right play. Talon will go down in next turn, so that's kind of useful for us. Okay, Flare Blitz. That's fine. We tanked that quite well. Recall is good on them. We'll take it for the sunny day, but they messed up because their dragon darts made them faster. I understand why they went for it. But now we've got them in a bit of a pinch. It's both Charizard and Talonflame are down. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, the D dance threw it all off for them. No, it didn't go down. Oh my god. Okay, KG comes in. think we go for this. Protect our Sneasler. Okay. Milotic, that's fine. Milotic, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the problem was I didn't want to give away too much. Now they've got citrus berry. The thing is, like, I'm gonna get my Sneasler to be faster. That's the most important thing. They do have Icy Wind, which is a little bit troubling. If the Kingambit does attack into my Scovillain, it burns itself. And it's only lost one opponent, right? One teammate right now. Okay, perfect. This is the perfect situation. Because even their Scold is now kind of weakened. Do they go for the Icy Wind? I think they do. I think they go for the double Icy Wind. Huh. They go for the Life Dew. Okay, they get up to 100 HP. There we go. It's enough. Okay. Just calling out the double, the protect into the Kingambit. I do have to be careful. I kind of want to get the spicy spray off into the Sneasler, but I don't think it's going to be possible. think I could go for this play actually. Wait, what? Oh, I protected the previous turn. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Okay, it doesn't do too much. I was like, what? Kingambit's gone. Oh! I played that really weirdly then. I was like, oh yeah, I've got to protect. I've got to protect. Okay, I think the play here is to protect here. Let Sneasler go down to a Scold. Get a CC off. Kingambit in. That procs the berry, which is perfect. That's what we want. You want the berry out of the way for the Kingambit. Perfect. And effectively, we should be able to get to yeah, it's going to be close. Because the burn's helping us out a little bit, like it's taking it down a little bit. Okay, they go for a life dew. That actually gets us another turn of sword stance, by the way. Yeah. So we get a +4. My worry was on the turn when they had the Talonflame in and they went for the second life dew. I was like, they could easily pivot in the yeah, that's tanking that quite easily. There we go, +4. That's enough. We can go in for the attack now. That should KO it from that range with no berry involved. I mean, Milo is very physically bulky. Mr. Pepper keeping us safe always. Yeah, there we go. +4, definitely enough with black glasses. Kingambit, similar set to mine. Obviously I'm thinking Altaria for the weather control, shut that down. But obviously it's weak to the blizzards. So Altaria is really good into the rain matchup and the sun matchup, but then it has a little bit of a difficult time against rock, like the sand and the blizzard. So it's kind of interesting Pokemon pick, because you're like, hey, I want the weather control, but it doesn't really work half the time. It was just like, I want a ground immunity. Okay, so what can we do to break down my opponent's team? I think first one is we bring these boys. I think going with this option first is our best bet. Go with the top 4, they're the comfortability picks. Basculegion's a matchup fixer and Altaria's a matchup fixer. Would love to bring it, but that Frost Slice is a little bit not comfortable. Okay. Perfect. So Time to find out who's got the faster fake out, or if we are speed tying. I mean, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. We're in top 8 now, so we are trying to get this Scovillain pepper up to the finals, if we can. I'm very happy that this team has made it this far, though. Are they going for an aggressive play? No, we won the fake out wars. Okay, that's cool. Because now, even though we've got a defense drop, this guy is going to get distracted by my rage powder. And we are just going to start CCing stuff for days. Oh! No. No, 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 no. No. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Well, Arcanite's gone. We don't need to worry about that. We, however, do need to worry about getting punched in the face by a jet punch. Oh. Cool. Protect here. I think we just rage powder again. Okay, what are they going for? Are they going for Jet Punch and Dire Claw? Yeah, okay, so we can redirect that. That's kind of handy to know. That's a burn. Perfect. Dire Claw. I don't think we're going to live the Dire Claw though, this is a problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get the even trade on those first 2 opening turns. We took way too much damage off that. Scovillain being slower, I forgot about the kind of rage powder shenanigans. Okay, there. Put that into me. Fine. Tank that very, very well. Go for a recovery, just get this back. Might be a bit of an obvious play, but we did manage to tank that CC quite nicely. Palavin's just a scary Pokemon, that's all. I feel like they've got Kingambit in the back of this thing. Oh, we had an opportunity. Okay, we threw away an opportunity. Yeah, sword stance up. Unfortunate. We are both, however, on minus, and not in the best of health. Okay, we're going to go for the fake out into the Sneasler with the kowtow into the good damage, critical hit as well. That really helps us out later on. Damn it! Wow, they're just freaking throwing those out. Could have suckered. Couple of wrong turns there. Double CC is nasty, you know. Okay. Hate how you can't click fake out to avoid a sucker punch. Well, that might be the case. I think they're just going to kowtow. Basically wins them the game there. Kowtow into Kingambit. Okay. Stuck in the same domino I am. Yep. Yep. Hmm. 8 of them. I'm going to go for this play. I'm kind of on the back foot and this is my only out. Yeah. I'm going to play to the 8, but I think we're just kind of then they're in a bit more commanding position. Personally. I'm just gonna sword stance. They can CC me, it's fine. Okay, they didn't bring the frost lass. That's useful information. Okay, let's think about lead here. I think the lead can change up a little bit. What's this? Didn't get as much mileage out of Pepper as I wanted. I can get rid of the Sneasler early on. Ooh. Okay, yep, Sneasler Palafin. Okay, and I think my play here, just to wave crash you and just to DC into you, right? Yeah, Palafin can swap out. Goodbye. Oh. Trying to like get a trade here, realistically. Okay, Kingambit doesn't protect. Doesn't go for the sucker though. Ooh, double circle punch. Yeah. Ugh, damn it. I had that after I locked in my head, and I was like, oh, this is not nice. Okay. Come on, Altaria. Brain is tired. Oh. They're really calling me. Oh. We're into game 2, but they're making some really solid goals. I accidentally lost my Sneasler, which I kind of needed. So, Altaria, carry us please right now, because Scovillain's not in the back. I've got Dark type versus my... Okay. Get to break the slash here. Yeah, we're just getting called a little bit. I mean, we did top 8 with a very understandard team, so I'm quite happy with the performance. There's some things that I'm looking at a team like, oh, okay, this matchup's a little bit harder than what I thought. Like, opposing Kingambit is quite hard, just because of like the one coverage. It's not going to be enough for the hyper always. We went after you, okay. Level it. Go again, yeah, okay. That's fine. Okay. So Altaria is faster than the Kingambit, and the Basculegion has Aquajet. However, we are looking into Aquajet. On a Pokemon that can just wave crash us later on. I think they protect on the Arcanine to get the Palanfin in for free. But it then means... Oh no, they could double. Yeah, they could double the Altaria. Oh. That's 2 Sucker Punch, did a lot. Yeah, they're protecting. Okay. They went with the safest play. The safest play. Yeah, sometimes like if you have a rough matchup, you need to make those plays, right? I actually think I can roost here. This is going to sound crazy, but I think I roost here and I aquajet the... Because I'm a dragon type, so yeah, I'm just calling the sucker punch, really. And then this puts me in a little bit of a better position versus oh, we get the KP. Okay. Walk slide. Thank you. I was like, please do not flinch. Because that would have been rough. However, jet punch is going to do a ton of damage. I don't want to miss the Draco though. We're going to trust the Hyper Voice. We're going to trust the Aquajet. Thank you. Oh my god, they didn't protect. Oh. Please be faster, Altaria. Give us that information. I went for the jet punch. Okay. We don't know the speed tiering. Huh. Okay, I think, yeah, Garg doesn't come. So difficult though, because we go with that Basculegion lead again. What's the counter place to the Basculegion? Sinister. Kingambit itself. I think it's the right four. I just think Scovillain's got such a bad matchup into 3 of them. To be fair, 4 of them. Like, it's only really helping me if they CC into my Scovillain rather than anything else. Think. How can I get the upper hand in this matchup? Oh, how do I lose it? Letting them get priority online and Sneasler outspeeding. I think that's probably the worst case scenario. Yeah, okay, that was the lead I was expecting. Okay. I think in game 1 we just tried to play way too like with this Scovillain and like, hey, we can get the spray and blah blah, and you know, I think we just played a little bit too obvious. It is fun when you get this spicy extract off. Oh no, they're faster. They're faster. We've just lost. Literally on that coin toss. Okay. Okay, they protect. Okay. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, double like priority is kind of a bit of an issue here. I suppose they go for rock slide. Yeah, I think they go for rock slide, dire claw, cover. Miss, please, just give me a bit of RNG. Yeah, that yeah, there's nothing I can do. That's a forfeit. Yeah. Unfortunately. So there you have it. There's the Mega Scovillain and Mega Altaria team that I topped 8 of the Blaze Bard in content Inferno. I was really happy with the result. As I said, I built this team just for fun, built it around the strong core of Kingambit, Basculegion and Sneasler, because it's something I've used quite a lot already in Champions. And then I wanted to test the theory of Scovillain burn alongside Sulkshaw. I found it quite fun to play the team, and I have played it a few times on stream since, so it's definitely worth coming over to my Twitch, where I will play teams like this or other teams. I'm more than happy to test out rentals as well if you send them over my way, or duplicates as they're now called. I'm more than happy to test them out. I want to give a quick shout out to Almost Good Enough Gaming, who started helping me with the team building process also. We sat down with a couple of ideas, roughed some different versions out. This is eventually the version that I went with, something that I felt comfortable with, and it's something that I had fun building with other people. So it's definitely always worth sometimes building with your mates, because you come up with different ideas and you can test them out and see how everything goes, and see how it all works together. The code is above on the team, and I'll show you the stats here. So the stats are what they were in the team report app that Manny designed, so definitely check out that team report app as well. But if you want to keep up with any future content, check out my X account, which I'll link down below as well. And make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Drop down a comment on what you think was the coolest of the team, or what you would like to see in the future me build round. And then also make sure to drop a follow on the YouTube so you can be updated when I post the next video. Thank you very much all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.